all of this task is going to drive me to, the goal that I've set myself to do in a day. That is why being very intentional with your to-do list, or what I call the MIT list, is very, very crucial. Hi everyone, this is Minnie. Welcome back to Ming TV, where we talk all things about self-care to help you transform into a better version of yourself. So if you have watched my last podcast, bite-sized podcast, on talking about some of your to-do list mistakes, you will know why you are here today. Today I'm going to share you some of my tips in making a more efficient to-do list. And the reason why I say to-do list is because I don't call it a to-do list anymore. I call it my most important task list, MIT list in short. The reason why I have changed the way I speak about to-do lists is because in to-do lists, we always have a lot of different tasks. It could range from doing the laundry, sending that email, or filming a video, or reading that book. But not all of it are going to drive me to the same results. Or not all of this task is going to drive me to, the goal that I've set myself to do in a day. That is why being very intentional with your to-do list, or what I call the MIT list, is very, very crucial to, first of all, conserve your energy. Second of all, to make sure that you do the things that's going to drive you the most results, and the other things can follow through. And also, third thing is to lessen your burden and to make you less stressed about your to-do list. Without further ado, let's just get started with our first tip. So the first thing is to recognize the complexity of your task. I think a lot of people put tasks into their to-do list as, first, film a video, second, do the thesis, third, write that book. So all these tasks are really huge, daunting tasks. And one of my biggest tip for even my own clients is to really break down those tasks. And when I say break down those tasks, it means like really separating them into multiple to do, and then add them to the list. The reason why this is important is, number one, you actually set very realistic to-dos for yourself, something that you can tick off, because when you started off with, your first chapter of your book, you have technically wrote your book, but you have not finished it. So it's really difficult to gauge your wins of the day. And second of all, it's very important because it helps you with something that we all face, procrastination. When we put like a huge chunk of to-do on our to-do list, it's very easy for us to feel like a sense of resistance towards that goal. The reason behind of that resistance is because your brain is telling you that it's hard to do. Doing that thesis is hard. Filming this video is hard. Doing this, like writing a book, is huge and it takes a long time. That's why your body tends to have that resistance. So by putting it into a bite-sized to-do task, it is easier for your body to feel less resistance towards that goal. And if you still feel like there's a resistance after you have break down even more. For example, I could easily write my task of like doing that assignment into 10 small steps. And the first step can always be like opening up my computer. That's it. Try and put a little bit more realistic and bite-sized tasks into your to-do list so that you can start doing stuff. Second thing is, you may find yourself tired just by looking at the to-do list. Of course, first of all, you need to apply the first tip that I gave you. And secondly, you also have to look at the tasks that you put into one list. So I am not very rigid about my MIT list or like my brain dump list, which I will talk about it on my fourth tip. But when I am putting everything on my to-do list, I tend to pick out just a few of them that is more relevant to what I'm trying to achieve. So I constantly look back into my monthly goal, weekly goal, to see whether or not this is going to drive that results. If not, then I will see if I could outsource it or I could, probably do it in later during the day. So I think this is one of the another tip that I always give my clients. But of course, when I work with my clients, I really get to personalize that for them. But you have to really understand whether or not you have the highest energy during early of the day, midday, or at night. I know a lot of us think that we are quite energetic at night, but it's not the same as having the creativity energy, so try to really figure out when are you always in flow with your work. For me personally, I've tried waking up before sunrise. If you have not watched that video, watch it. But when I tried waking up in sunrise, I realized that my creativity flow is amazing. So right now I'm trying to put in my MIT tasks on top, beginning of the day, and then the rest of the day I'll just deal with my emails, kind of things that are more, doesn't need me to give out so much energy, if that makes sense. My third tip is something that I learned from my own coach Vanessa, and also a lot of different YouTubers that I look up to, which is to batch similar tasks together. For example, if you have a thesis to do, you don't want to put your task as writing a thesis statement and then filming a video and then replying emails. So it's when you put that into your MIT task, it's very easy for you to feel tired when you're switching tasks. First of all, you feel tired because when we are switching from one task to another task, you break this momentum from your first task, and then when you start a new task, it tends to take more energy to keep that kickstart that momentum. Just think of yourself as a car. When you want to start your car at the beginning, it will take up a lot of energy and then a lot of effort for you to start the car. But once it's on the road, it seems like it's a little bit easier. So think of it that way. So when you are building your MIT task, try to put things that need similar energy together at one place. If you are going to film, maybe film 2 videos at a time. If you are going to do your thesis, maybe put all the research stuff that you need to do at one go. So it's easier for you to keep that energy level up. My very last tip is to separate your tasks into the priority tasks and also your brain dump tasks. This is what I'm doing at this moment. Right now, I only limit 3, at most 4 tasks per day. To be honest, I've been doing 3 important tasks every day, so that's pretty okay. So I think 3 is the sweet spot for me. So 3 tasks a day that needs the most energy. For example, scripting takes me a lot of time especially when I'm not in flow, and also filming takes me a lot of time as well. So this is one of the important task for me. As for the other tasks like replying emails, editing that little script that I did, or things smaller things like that, I put it all into my brain dump paper. That leads me to a sub tip, which is to have your brain dump list with you all the time. For example, right now as I'm filming this, I probably have this thought of me needing to buy dog food. It's very important because my dog needs to eat, but I don't want that to disrupt my flow while filming this. So I would have a list beside me and then write that down. This works wonder because I am basically tricking my brain in telling myself that, you know what, there you go, you have done something about that thought, so you don't have to keep bugging me right here. So have a brain dump list together with you so that you can always clear up your mind. And with the 3 most important task lists, set your environment to help you to perform those tasks better. So that's it for my 4 big tips. I think that's a lot of tips right there. Tell me which one do you think that is most relevant to you or something that you would try doing this week. Let me know about that because I would love to hear new tips from you guys. And with that said, next week I am going to talk about finding your passion. I will be sharing my story in finding my own passion and also share a little bit of some downfalls in pursuing my passion as a career. Be sure to subscribe, like, and we are almost hitting 60 subscribers. Amazing, love it, love the community here. Thank you so much everyone for watching. With that said, see you next week. But those tasks does not necessarily align with my goals and values and doesn't, no, that's